I met a gypsy.
It's been really impressive the last 4 weeks, just watching, like you said, there's so many fast guys. Like, shout out Christian Craig, dude. You know, even him on a 450 he's been a beast. Like, there's so many guys that in that 450 class that have just been absolutely sending it. The bikes are fast as fuck, the tracks are fast as fuck, and it's been really cool to watch. And no big crashes, you know?
No, I think it relies again to the track, because the tracks are really safe, you know. And I think, yeah, the 450 outdoors are really nice to watch. I've been watching every single moto, and I love it, because I think Jase is really fast. I can't believe he crashed last lap, man. He got that thing,
dude.
you know. He could have won. That was a rookie mistake, I would think. But he's super fast. To me, until now, he's been the fastest guy around, and especially the first 2 motos at Fox Raceway, he was just really dominating. And then in Hangtown, he was like behind Jason, just within a second, I think, on the finish line. Same with Eli. And then last weekend, he had this thing in his back pocket, but he just tipped over. And that was a kind of a silly mistake. But at the same time, I think if you look at the championship until now, you know, we're 25% in, 3 out of 12 rounds has been done. I think for now, Chase has been the most consistent and I think the fastest. But Eli, like when Eli is on a roll, oof. I don't want to race this guy when he's on a roll. Yeah. This guy's on a roll, and then he's fast, man. Then there's no one in the world who probably can match his speed. At least I don't think I'm able to do it when he's on a roll. But you know, his off days are like sometimes are too much off. Like his off day in Fox Raceway, he lost too much points. But then the second moto in Hangtown, when he just closes in, he just passes me, like he puts some laps down. You're like, dude, this dude is fast, man. And I remember also in the Cowie days when he was racing Dungey and a Supercross, and he would came from 10th to 9th to 8th. He would charge all the way to first, and then he would just, this dude can be super fast, man. Bubba was fast, but Eli Tomac on a good day, oof.
Dude, 2015 Eli Tomac. Remember those when he just won every moto by like a minute and a half until he crashed at Colorado? His last year on the Honda.
Oh, when he yard sailed, he freaking yard sailed, both his shoulders popped out.
Both
and
shoulders.
Like, season over. Yeah, I remember.
Dude,
he was like
Hangtown that
so
year.
That's why Dungey. Yeah, but that's why Dungey won so many championships, because he was just always consistent. Like at that time, like now there's like 5, 6, 7 guys who can win, but at that time it was like 2 or 3 guys. It was Kenny, it was Eli, and that was basically it at the time. So. But still, when Eli was on a roll, he was super fast. But Ryan was always there, like second, third, win. And just because of that, he won the championship. Because like when he was facing Villapoto, which was consistent and fast, he could never really do it. But like he was always more consistent than Kenny, and that's why he won a 15. That's why he won a 16, and then he won a 17 again just by being consistent in Supercross. And then he basically never really had any major injuries, so that's something very impressive in this sport, especially racing Supercross plus outdoors. I don't know what he has. He maybe broke his back once, like I think it wasn't Colorado as well, and then he broke his collarbone once, well I believe. But for the rest, I don't even know if he ever had any injuries. So for racing 10 years on a professional level, that's pretty impressive.
Dude, yeah, I completely agree, man. Ando has impressed the shit out of me outdoors this year. I mean, for all that I talk about technique and just like how good Chase looks and just how perfect that guy can be on a bike, I will admit it was really cool to just watch an absolute dog chase him down in that first moto at Hangtown. He had a 6-second lead, and it's like you watch Chase ride, picture perfect, just hitting every single mark. And then you've just got this dude on a Cowie with both legs off, doing the splits, just full send mode. And then he runs you down and then wins the moto. I mean, when I watched that moto again, you could see that Ando had way better lines. Like there was some lines that he was making. Like once he figured out his lines, he just ate that 6 seconds up. But it was so cool to watch a guy with legs off and just fully sending it to the moon past the perfect technique guy and win the moto. Like, it just gave hope to all the senders out there, you know?
Yeah, true. And I remember because I was watching that moto and I was already knowing I already knew where he was gonna pass him, and at the same time I knew where he was taking it down. It was like a little double into the turn before a right-hander, and Chase was like single, and he went right, and I don't know exactly which part of the track it was, but I don't know if you remember, and he would really take like a second.
And then you went right there, so straight after it.
And then right, and you had like a little uphill double, turn left, and then go down. So that he took a lot of time to chase, but yeah, I love his style, man. He raced in Assen. It was the Motocross of Nation. Yeah. He had a tough time there, man. I don't know where he finished, but I remember him being down a few times. But I love his style, man. Like, he's always like on the back of the fender, ripping that thing. His jersey hanging out of his pants, like. Rah! But I love, I love his style and the way he rides. And I think on Supercross he finished really strong. Like, I think he won the last 4 main events or something.
4, yeah.
So he, I love the way he the way he is, the way he's on Instagram and stuff. He's like with the attitude, like, I don't give a fuck, you know that kind of attitude. So I love to see it, and then he just posts some shit sometimes, and he doesn't even care. Like when Basha took him out or stuff, like he's like, oh, whatever, doesn't matter. And he's a tough guy on the track as well, because he's not a bam bam kind of rider, but he's not scared to give you a little love tap as well. So I love watching him ride, and he's clean and he's fast, and I love his style. So he's cool.
So while we're just full AMA bench racing, which is pretty rad, by the way.
Yeah.
What do you make of your boy Kenny? Because it's been an up and down few years. I'm so happy to see him get an overall, and I mean, I think he's been the second best dude in the series behind Chase. But what do you make of his struggles over the last few years, and what do you think about, I guess, the way that he's kind of like, he pulled out of Supercross, and then it's like no Instagram, and then it's back on it. Like, what do you make of just the whole program?
Like, his opening laps, they're pretty gnarly. Like, he was basically behind Caroli because he always whole shot it. But then he was behind Tony. He passed him. And then his opening lap is freaking insane. Like, he would pull like 4-second lead or something. He did that in Hangtown, second moto. And then he did the same thing in Lakewood, Colorado. Like, he would pull like a few seconds in the first lap. So his opening lap is really strong. And his starts are good. But since he had that, like, I've had a lot of injuries as well, so I know in kind of which position he's in. Every injury is different, but he's not the same Kenny as it was the Kenny before his crash. Like when he was on the Suzuki days and when he just turned to Honda, he was so fast. Like he won his first 2 main events and he looked so good. And you could see after his crash with his arms, he got a bit scared, I think, which is totally normal, and he almost lost one of his arms. So I think with that injury, he should be thankful and happy to be still racing. And you can just see he doesn't take that amount of risk what he used to before that, I believe, because I rarely see Kenny make a big crash. Like, he would never, like, what I remember that after his crash with his arms in 2017, I've never really seen him make any big crashes. Well, the one with Webb where he broke his hand again, but it wasn't even a big crash. But after that, like in the last 3 years, I can't remember he had any big crashes. So I think he's just playing it safe. And it's really... His race was a little bit inconsistent. Like last year, he would like win a race by 10-15 seconds, and next race he would finish 8th. So I don't really understand where that's coming from. But still, to me, Kenny is the most talented rider out there. You can see he's a bit limited with his position on the bike due to his arm injuries. But he's a little bit like Bubba and like me, I believe. Like, he hasn't won enough championship to his capability, because I think he should have won minimum 1 or 2 Supercross championships 450, and he should have won way more. And I spoke to him a little bit in the past few months, and I know he's been struggling with a sickness. Maybe that came to all the surgeries he's had. I think he had like 10 surgeries on his arm in that period when he had that arm problem. So I believe, due to all those injuries and pain he had and medicines he had to take, it's not good for your body. So I think that has something to do with it. And then being in motocross, which has 30 races a year, you would travel all around the country all the time. It's just super, super tough on your body anyway. And then to do it with a body which is not 100% anymore due to that arm injury, I think it's really tough. And I think, he took that summer off when he got his kid. I think, you don't get a kid every like 10 times
Yeah.
alive. So I think it's something you should really enjoy. So and with his results not being at top at that time, I think maybe it was a good decision. But then to pull out of Supercross due to his health, it was tough, because I think he's in his contract year. So you know, especially with Honda, you know, Chase, he basically took over his role, you know, for the moment.
Yeah.
I don't know how those are going to turn out, but Chase is a bit the guy to beat right now. Then you have those two Lawrence brothers. They're all on Honda, so they basically have a lot of top guys at Honda. You know, I think Kenny's on a pretty high salary, so because he was used to be the winning guy and he was paid to basically win, and now you got so many guys who are able to maybe take over his role. It's definitely not easy mentally, because he has the pressure now. He kind of needs to perform. So, yeah, you know, he's in a tough spot. You know, he's so talented, so good, and just the results hasn't shown it. He's shown his full potential, I think, due to all the health issues and whatsoever.
Yeah.
So I'm really curious how this thing will turn out and what his future is gonna bring. Like, and whatever bike he's gonna be racing at, maybe you know, but yeah, that's something. Yeah, looking forward to.
If you enjoyed this content, please like and subscribe. And to listen to the full 3-hour podcast, search Gypsy Tales in your favorite podcast platform or click the link in the description below. Gypsy Gang.